Oh, no, sure. Hello everyone and welcome to my channel Risk Analytica. Today I will be discussing on impairment charges from corporate entities point of view. Impairment also considered as non-cash expenses. Now impairment, there are different types of impairment actually applicable like impairment on intangible assets, goodwill, patent, copyright, trademark and impairment on tangible assets. Now let me give you an example of impairment on intangible assets. Fine. Cristiano Ronaldo, during a press conference, he moved a Coca-Cola bottle aside and opted for water instead. His action sent a powerful message to his millions of fans and resulting in a temporary decline in Coca-Cola market value, right? However, a few months later, positive endorsement helped stabilize its market. For instance, when Warren Buffett, we all know, the king of the share market, was seen sipping a bottle of Coca-Cola, which helped restore consumer confidence and stabilize the brand market positions. Okay. Another example, suppose you with your family, friends, you dine out in a restaurant and suddenly discovered a cockroach inside the bottle of Coca-Cola and you quickly took a picture and posted it on social media. The post rapidly gained traction with many people sharing and commenting on the incident and it leading to a temporary decline in sales as people avoided purchasing it. So the financial impact was very, very significant, right? And Coca-Cola had to report a reduction in their brand value or the goodwill. This sudden reduction of brand or goodwill during any particular year represent impairment on goodwill or impairment on brand or the reputation. Okay. Now, let me give you example where impairment is charged or impairment incurred on a tangible assets, like where external factors affect a company's assets value. For instance, like any technological advancement or any technological know-how which would compel a company to replace its outdated assets. Okay, so when the company would go to sell that asset, it would suffer a loss because the market value of that asset has dropped compared to its book value or the face of the balance sheet value, right? So another example of impairment is impairment on any investment which a parent company or the father company they made on its sister concern like subsidiary, joint venture, associates. Okay, these all are the related parties. So when a company is going to sell his investment, which they have made on any of its related party or sister concern, and they identified that time that the market value of that investment, it has reduced. Or we can also say it like the selling price dropped drastically compared to the book value of that investment. Okay. So just compare that how much I have in my balance sheet. And if I, and also I need to compare how much is the current market price if I'm going to sell. Okay. So this way this calculation happen. So this is also known as impairment on investment on joint venture, suppose associates, subsidiaries, these all are the sister concern. Another example of impairment is impairment on trade debtor, which is nothing but the bad debt expenses, irrecoverable amount. Okay, impairment at the when we are charging impairment, impairment charges can also be reversed. Okay, we can also get back that money. So impairment does not involve actual cash outflow. It is an accounting adjustment just, okay, to reflect a decline in the value of an assets, be it tangible asset or be it intangible asset. No cash transaction is involved in the recognition of impairment. That is why we can consider it or we have to consider this as part of non-cash expenses. Thanks all. Would see you all in my next session on stock-based compensation, which is defined as a non-cash expenses.